Good morning, everybody. So, I just wanted to come and have these few little words this morning. Recently, I've posted 3 videos, two on anxiety. My last one was on insecurities and confidence. And some people will text me, DM me. My friends reached out after they watched the last 2 videos and, just commended me on my bravery and experiencing what I've experienced and, just having some kind words. But I just wanted to come really quickly and talk about abuse because that was something that was a part of my relationship and I do not want it to go unnoticed that I definitely played a major role in the dysfunction of my relationship. Yes, I was, cheated on. I was made to feel like what I was talking about was happening wasn't true. That's a form of, mental abuse, emotional abuse. But me being the abuser, the aggressor in many situations throughout the course of my relationship is really what I want to focus on. It's no secret that, I have a very potty mouth. When I'm very passionate about something, I have no filter. And that's verbal abuse. I have gone on tangents in the past and called my ex and other people that I've been in relationships with everything under the sun but the child of God. And I'm not proud of that. I use my words as a weapon. Very rarely would I put my hands on my ex or any other person that I've been in a relationship with in the past. More often than not, it was my words that were my fists. And that's not something that I'm proud to say that I've done. It's what I was used to. That's not how I was brought up. My mom didn't talk crazy to me. She was in one domestic abuse situation that, she nipped pretty quickly in the bud and she never returned to it. Often we see people get abused, be it physical, emotional, mental, verbal, sexually. They have these patterns, but that's not something that I was around when I was younger. So for me to be the verbal abuser in my relationships is something that, I'm digging deeper and trying to figure out why I am the way I am, why I choose to speak the way I choose to speak when I'm in a heated situation. I've been the aggressor in physical situations with my ex and, past relationships as well. I've been physically abused as well in past relationships. I have had my leg almost like destroyed from being in an abusive relationship with one of my exes that just for whatever reason he wigged out and my mouth was going a mile a minute. I was saying whatever came to mind, being disrespectful, and he saw fit to grab a kitchen knife, cut my leg open. Um, I've been beat up really, really, really badly during that situation. Again, my mouth is going a mile a minute. Now, that's not to say that, I deserved what happened to me because I was being disrespectful. But again, I'm doing the best that I can to accept responsibility and take accountability for my part in that situation. Other relationships have been physically abusive. And again, me and my mouth, the verbal abuse was something that, you know, I I participated in. I like to defend myself in saying that it's because I'm passionate about how I'm feeling in whatever situation I'm in, whether it's being disrespected um, verbally or having been cheated on in other relationships that I was in is where I feel like I have something to prove. I need to prove my point. You have to understand where I'm coming from, and I'm going to use whatever words I feel like using to make my point. And now today I'm learning that that's not always the way to go. Yeah, you can be passionate about anything that you're trying to discuss with anybody, but oftentimes it's never what you say, it's always how you say it. And the how I said it was always the problem. It wasn't what I was saying so much as how I was saying it. I could definitely have chosen better words, but it was more often my tone, raising my voice, just speaking condescendingly, using choice words that we don't use typically when you discussing something with someone that you love. You try to approach every situation with care and concern. But for me, my words were my weapon, and I always found myself going ham on whoever I was in a relationship with that I felt disrespected by. And I know that that's not cool. So I'm working slowly, learning to choose my words better, watch my tone, and learning how to think before I speak. You can't take the words back after they're said. So I can say whatever I want to say in the heat of the moment, but when it's all said and done, my sorry doesn't mean anything. My I didn't mean anything by that holds no weight, because I've already said those words. They've already cut like a knife, and there's no amount of apologies that is going to bandage the wound that I've inflicted on someone that I supposedly love just by being disrespectful to them. I've definitely had my moments where I've said some very mean and nasty, disrespectful, low blow, under the belt things that I'm not proud of. In the moment, my justification was, I'm passionate and you disrespected me. And instead of me putting my hands on you, I'm going to use my words. But even still, words hurt. Words hurt, in my opinion, sometimes more than a fist. The bruise will go away, but what you say to someone sticks with them for a long time. You know, it's not, again, something that I'm proud of, but I definitely just wanted to come and let people know that I'm not innocent in how and why things happen the way they happen between my ex and I. Not to say that I deserved the cheating, the dishonesty, the crazy making, just making me feel like the things that I was suspecting and or questioning weren't true. In those moments, my reaction would be to get passionate about what I'm talking about, and I'm off and I'm going ham, and I'm, you liar, you this, you that, F you be, so on and so forth. Those things, those words hurt. They hurt. And you know, it was something that I had to come to the realization over the past little while since my breakup, that I have to do better. Um, and moving forward, I'm going to seek more help and learn more about me and figure myself out a little more, because that's not how I was brought up. My mom didn't use that kind of language toward me or around me. We hear these stories and see these women and or men with these patterns of returning to the same types of relationships because that's all they know. That trauma bond. My mom didn't do that. She got out of that relationship, never to return to anything like that again. So for me, just constantly finding myself in a domestic abuse situation, or being the aggressor in a physical altercation, or being the verbal abuser to whoever I was in a relationship with, is something that I need to dig a little deeper and figure out why I do the things that I do, or why I've chosen my words to be a weapon in a heated moment, as opposed to just taking the time out. You hear, instead of putting your hands on someone, just walk away, cool off, then come back and address the situation. But I didn't practice that. I would immediately jump right in and just go on and on and on and on about, you know, how could you, how dare you, it's not right, you hurt me. Meanwhile, the way I'm choosing to express myself is hurtful to whoever I may be talking to, that I may have been in a relationship with. So, I've got to do some soul searching in terms of that. I'm learning. It's slowly coming along. I find myself, saying things to myself in my head that I would like to put in a text message, but even still, That's verbal abuse. Just because I'm not standing in front of someone's face going back and forth with them, if I'm putting my words in a message and I hit that send button and I'm choosing the wrong words, it's still an attack on whoever I'm talking to. So, I'm just trying to get better with learning how to take a moment to think before I speak, pick my words wisely, and just effectively express myself, because I've had too many experiences in the past where I have not taken that route. And, I'm remorseful after the fact, but like I said, my apologizing doesn't do anything for the hurt that I've caused on someone. So, I'm just trying to give everybody a little more insight as to my part in the dysfunction of my relationship, why it ended. That's another issue that was brought up during the course of my relationship. I have to learn how to talk to people. I'm not the nicest person when I'm angry. And not that I brushed it off, but again, my defense was, well, you can't create a situation and don't want to face the consequences. You don't like confrontation. Don't do things to cause you to be confronted. But the it wasn't the act of the confrontation. It was the words and the tone of voice that I was using to confront my ex or people that I was in past relationships with. That was the problem. So, I'm taking small steps towards a better me, and just digging deeper and coming to terms with a lot of things that I know I need to work on, my flaws. And it's just something that, it'll get better over time. Light bulbs will go off. I'll learn how to be more soft, more tender in my approach to sensitive topics like cheating, like disrespect, like dishonesty. Um, and it's like I said in my very first video, I'm getting reacquainted with myself, and I'm learning through time spent alone and reflection that I could have handled a lot of situations differently. And I'm going to return to therapy so I can dig a little deeper at myself and get to the root of some of my problems, some of my flaws that I tend to carry over from relationship to relationship. And one of the ones with the gold star is my pattern of verbal abuse toward people that I'm dating. And it's something that I know has to stop. So, with that being said, everybody, just take care of each other. Learn how to choose your words. Once you say them, you can't take them back. Abuse is wrong no matter what kind it is, be it verbal, physical, emotionally, sexually. Um, it's not cool. And if you know anybody that has been the victim, or you potentially see them being the victim, speak up. Speak to your person, your friend, your sibling, your other family member, whoever it may be. And if you are the abuser, then take some time out and just learn how to readjust yourself and just speak to people how you want to be spoken to, pretty much. So, you know, that's really about it. I'll get back with y'all another day. I watch Napoli Ever After, so I plan on trying to do a review on that, and I hope everybody will tune into that one. So I'll talk to you guys later.